All right, let's dive into a question that's, well, pretty fundamental to being alive. How do things get from point A to point B inside a living creature? Today, we're going to tour the incredible transport systems, these secret superhighways that keep both you and that plant in your window alive. And we're going to start with a question you've probably never really stopped to think about. I mean, seriously, think about it. It's something you do every single day, and it's a total masterpiece of biological engineering. To really get how a giant tree gets its lunch, let's first take a look at a system you're a little more familiar with, your own. You see, inside every single one of us, there's this unbelievably complex, high-speed delivery network that's working 24/7. It's our body's very own superhighway system. Okay, so this incredible network, it's called the circulatory system. And honestly, the best way to picture it is like a massive, intricate train system. Its whole job is to move the essential stuff, like nutrients from your food and oxygen from the air, to every single station, which in this case is every one of the trillions of cells in your body. And just like any good train system, it's got three main parts. You've got the heart, which is the super powerful engine, the central pump of the whole operation. Then you've got the blood, which is the cargo, carrying all the vital supplies. And finally, you have the blood vessels. Think of them as the endless network of tracks that guide the cargo to exactly where it needs to go. So let's get right to the heart of the matter, literally, and take a look at how this amazing engine keeps the entire system running second by second. Your heart is basically a pump, but it's not just any pump. It is this incredible, powerful muscle, about the size of your fist, and with every single beat, it squeezes and relaxes, pushing blood through this huge network of vessels to every last corner of your body. Now here is where it gets really interesting. The cargo itself, the blood, it's not all the same. You've got to think of it as two different kinds of trains running on the tracks. First, you have the oxygen-rich blood. That's your delivery train, fresh from the lungs, totally loaded up with oxygen for your body's cells. Then you've got the oxygen-poor blood. That's the return train, coming back after dropping off all its cargo, and it's headed back to the station for a refill. So here's how that whole circuit works. It's this amazing, non-stop loop. First, that oxygen-poor blood comes back to the heart from all over the body. The heart then gives it a push over to the lungs for a quick pit stop to grab fresh oxygen. Then, that newly oxygenated blood zips right back to the heart, which gives it a huge, powerful pump out to the entire body. Your cells use up the oxygen, the blood becomes oxygen-poor again, and heads back to the heart to start the whole trip over. It's just a perfect, endless loop. Okay. A heart, blood, vessels, that all makes total sense for us, right? But, and this is a big but, what about plants? They have to get water from their roots all the way up to their tallest leaves, somehow. I mean, they don't have a beating heart to pump anything. They definitely don't have blood. So how on earth do they manage to not just survive, but thrive, sometimes growing hundreds of feet tall? Well, the answer is absolutely fascinating. It's time to let you in on their secret. Instead of one single high-pressure system like ours, plants evolved this brilliant two-part plumbing network. So let me introduce you to the stars of the show, the xylem and the phloem. These are the plant's secret superhighways. First up, you've got the xylem. The best way to picture it is like a giant bundle of microscopic straws, all running from the deepest, tiniest root tip all the way up to the highest leaf. Its only job is to move water and minerals, and it only moves them in one direction, up. It's a water elevator, constantly pulling moisture from the ground to the rest of the plant. Now, if the xylem is the water supply, then the phloem, well, that's the food delivery service. It takes the sugar, that's the plant's food that it makes in the leaves, and it transports it everywhere else the plant needs energy. We're talking down to the roots for storage, up to new flowers or fruits. It's a two-way street for energy. So let's just break that down one more time, because this is the key. Xylem brings the raw materials, the water and minerals, up from the ground. Then the leaves act like little solar-powered kitchens, cooking those materials into sugar. And finally, the phloem delivers that finished meal both up and down to every part of the plant that's hungry. It's an unbelievably efficient way to get things done. So you're probably wondering why this plumbing system instead of a heart. It all comes back to the cells. You see, plant cells have a rigid cell wall. Think of it like microscopic armor. This gives them the structural strength to build these hollow, sturdy xylem tubes, which lets water get pulled upwards against gravity without the pipes just collapsing. Who needs a skeleton, right? And the food? Well, their cells also have these amazing little things called chloroplasts. They're basically personal on-site solar panels. And since every leaf can literally make its own food, there's no need for a powerful heart to pump nutrient-rich blood from a central stomach. The food is made right where it's needed, and the phloem just handles the local deliveries. It is the ultimate farm-to-table system. So when you really look at it, our soft, flexible cells and our need to go out and hunt for food led us to one solution, a high-speed, pressurized circulatory system. But a plant's rigid, self-powering cells led them down a totally different evolutionary road, to a passive but incredibly elegant plumbing system. In the end, they're just two different but equally brilliant strategies for life. Animals engineered a powerful pump for a life on the move. Plants perfected a plumbing system for a life of standing their ground. Both are just incredible answers to the same fundamental question. How do you keep every single cell alive and thriving?